What's going on, you guys? My name is Mo Awesome from Awesome MTB. If you know me, you know I love testing out products. There's a lot of gear that I run, and I've been trying to figure out how to give you guys my feedback because some of the product don't necessarily need their own video. So I think I'm going to do this thing where I bring you guys these videos where I review a couple of products in the same video. Now, if I don't answer all of your questions in this review, then feel free to let me know in the comment section. I'll try to answer it there. But I just feel like this is going to be a fun way to bring you guys a bunch of reviews and also not waste anyone's time. So the products I'm going to review today are actually going to be this Dakine Hot Lap frame bag, this Topeak Ratchet Tool system, which has been pretty cool, these WTB Padlock Grips, where I've gotten a couple of requests from people to give my feedback, and these 1UP component aluminum pedals. So I'm going to give you guys my honest feedback and what I think. And also, WorldWideCyclery is being super rad. They gave me a personal discount code to give out, so it's MOAWESOME10. So if you go to their website, basically you guys can get 10% off your entire order. And then on top of that, I've listed all of these products in the description of this video. If you guys do like the product, they're going to be giving a small part of that sale to Awesome MTB. So super rad of them supporting the channel, and you guys are supporting the channel by doing that too. So thank you guys so much. But at the end of the day, you guys can get it from wherever you want. I'm just happy to help riders out and give my honest feedback on these products. So let's get after the review. Alright, so the first product I want to talk about today is going to be this Dakine Hot Lap frame bag. So anyone who knows me knows that I don't really like wearing a backpack. I like more riding with a bottle, just because locally, even if you go for a big 50-mile ride in Laguna, there's so many water fountains, so many spots to get water. I feel a little bit freer without the pack. But at the end of the day, I need to ride with a tube and a CO2 cartridge just in case. I don't want to call Hannah and do the call of shame basically if I get a flat. So I needed something to kind of put a tube on my bike. I used to tape a tube to my frame with electrical tape. That just got kind of annoying because anytime you have to use the tube, you basically have to unravel the whole thing and then you have to do the whole thing over. There's a couple of other bags like the Backcountry Race Strap, which was a cool design, but at the end of the day, I wasn't too much of a fan of having the tube super exposed like that. Then I saw this thing and it basically answered freaking all of my requests that I needed from a little frame bag. So the cool thing is basically you just kind of, you strap it anywhere you want on the bike, as long as it's not on your fork extensions, obviously. And then basically just got this cool little holster it carries a tube. You can put a tire lever, CO2 cartridge. I am missing my multi-tool. I'm not sure where it is. But yeah, so this thing's been super rad. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is Mo Awesome approved. I've had it for a while. The only thing that I don't necessarily like about it is it does shift around slightly on heavier rock garden sections. So it's not the point where it's rattling around, but you will notice it kind of slowly moving out of place. You kind of just got to push it back to your original spot. So that is something to keep in mind. But other than that, hasn't come off the bag. It's honestly, I can't believe more companies don't just follow this method because it protects the tube as well. So you're not going to go to change out a flat and then find out your tube is punctured or something like that because it's not protected. And you can also carry so much in it. Like I said, CO2 cartridge, tire levers, multi-tool, the whole thing kind of fits there and then you just put it in your pack. The only other thing I would have wished for is maybe a little extra storage space for like some quick links, maybe like a little zipper pouch so I don't lose small stuff, like I said, like chain, quick links and whatnot. But other than that, like I said, Mo Awesome approved. I really like this Dakine Hot Lap pack. So the second product I want to talk about today is this Topeak Ratchet Toolkit. So I don't know if you guys can see that there. And basically, this is a product that I've seen a lot of my friends using, so I was definitely intrigued because I just figured everyone had one, so it must be a cool product. And also, the whole idea of a ratchet toolkit was definitely something that, I was super appealing to because anytime you're working on your bike, everyone knows that if you use a ratchet tool, it makes taking bolts out and putting them back in so much easier. So I was definitely intrigued. I pulled the trigger, I've put it to use, and I'm gonna go ahead on this one and say it's like 75 to 80% Mo Awesome approved. So I do think that functionality-wise, it is pretty cool as soon as you get the right bit on there and then you get it clocked in the right direction. So whether you want to loosen a bolt or tighten a bolt, basically if you want to go loosen or tighten, it's standard ratchet tool. There's this little engagement thing right there. So basically, if you click that one way or click the other, that's going to be basically either tighten or loosen. It's really small, and I think that's why this doesn't get like a full Mo Awesome approved, because it is a little tough to kind of get that thing clocked one way or the other, especially if you got kind of bigger hands. The other thing that I don't necessarily like about the ratchet tool system is anytime you get a bit on there, it's super easy to get the bits actually on there. Oh, you gotta do it the right way. So it's super easy to get those bits on there. When you wanna take them off, especially if you're like, you're in a rush, you're just trying to do a couple of bolts, you need a new bit on here, you gotta press the actual bit from this side. And then it's kind of awkward. Sometimes you do struggle. It's not something where, I mean, it's like, it ruins this product. Like I said, this is still, I would still consider this pretty Awesome approved, but definitely I would say functionality wise, I would say this is starting to border a little too small of a ratchet tool system. That being said, it still does the job. It gets the job done. I even use it to get these 1-up pedals off of my bike to review it, and it worked with, I mean, this thing worked as an 8mm, took those pedals off. I didn't even have to use the extender which it comes with, which is this bit right here. And I think this is cool too, because say you have a really stubborn bolt you need, or it's a hard to reach one, you just put the extender on there like so, and then you put your bit in here, and then, yeah, then you have an extender with the ratchet system. So I definitely think functionality wise, it's pretty cool. I have been relatively stoked with it. I definitely think it's pretty cool. It's always nice to have the ability to just loosen stuff super fast with that ratchet style system. But at the end of the day, like I said, there definitely are its issues where I just wish it had a little bit of an easier way to kind of take that bit out. So as you guys can tell, like I'm trying to take it out right now. I'm struggling a little bit. And yeah, also clocking that direction left or right. I wish that was just a little bit easier to kind of turn. It is a cool tool. It does get the job done. It does what it's supposed to do. It definitely makes working on your bike a little easier. But at the end of the day, if you have big hands, it might be a little tougher to use. So the third product I want to review with you guys today are these WTB Padlock Grips. So for those of you not familiar with what the Padlock grips are, basically they're grips from WTB where, as you guys can tell, this outside edge, this is actually a chunk of cushion. And so you actually have to cut your bar. So you got to cut like this little triangle out of the edge of your bar, so on both sides, so that this system can basically just wedge itself onto your bar, so it'll prevent these grips from rotating on the bars when it's cinched down. And on top of that, they're supposed to give you a little bit of extra cushion on the edge. It's supposed to help vibration dampening and whatnot. I'm gonna go ahead and say that these grips are not Awesome approved. I've been a little bit disappointed by the system. It is a cool concept, kind of having that softer edge on the outside of your grips. However, what I feel happens with these is it's just a little too soft. And when I kind of go in for support in fast corners, I just feel like my hand thinks the outside of my grip is a little bit stiffer than it is. It almost feels like my hand is gonna slip off that outside edge a bit. I just wish there was a little bit more support on that outside grip. They definitely feel nice in like really chunky sections. But at the end of the day, like in corners, like I said, I don't get the support from the outer edge of the grip as I would like. And I just feel like just having to cut your handlebars to run grips is a weird concept. I didn't have to cut mine. My handlebars basically came cut from pivot. But at the end of the day, I'm not too stoked on the concept. Now, the other downside to these, and this might just apply to riders who run with no gloves, and this isn't all Padlock grips. So this is Pivot's branded Padlock grip, so it's their own design. For me personally, what I noticed is when I wasn't running gloves and my hands got a little bit sweaty, these were horrible. Basically, my hand was slipping, sliding all around. I can only imagine if I had ridden in the rain. Just feel like these wouldn't have provided the traction that I would have liked. And that is something important to me because I'm the type of rider who I do actually prefer to run with no gloves, even though I have been seen riding with gloves lately. It just, some days when I want to go out there, I just want to kind of feel more connected to my bike. I want that feedback from the bike. And I just feel like that gloveless sensation is just so rad. And I just don't feel confident running no gloves with these grips. I just feel like I'm slipping all over the place and it's not a cool feeling. So I would say that combined with how soft this edge is, just not giving me the support. And I'm just gonna say these aren't my favorite grips. I'm gonna say not Awesome approved. Okay, so the fourth and final product I'm gonna review today are these 1-Up Components aluminum pedals. So I'm a big fan of 1-Up Components, primarily because they were super nice to me when I was in Squamish and they gave me a really cool tour of the trails. But at the end of the day, I am gonna be honest with this review. So before these pedals, my favorite pedal in the whole world was the HT KAO1s. these are not better than those pedals in my opinion, just because those pedals had such a wide pedal body and I freaking love the traction, I love the stability of those. However, those pedals are discontinued, which was a bummer when I first found out. So I've been trying a couple of pedals since then and I haven't really found anything I've really liked. Like I said, I do prefer a flat pedal with a wider pedal body. And when I found these, they definitely intrigued me because it definitely had a wide pedal body. These pins, even though I don't know if you guys can see it, they might not look that aggressive on camera. However, they definitely protrude that pedal pretty well. They seem pretty spiky when I first looked at them. So I definitely thought that the traction was going to be pretty good on them, and they have been. They've actually been more than good. They've been great. I love the traction. I feel like my foot just sticks to these. I haven't felt my foot slip on these pedals yet. Now, where I am gonna nitpick is this little bulge right here, which I'm assuming holds the bearings. This thing, for me personally, I have a really big foot. It's a size 12, and like I said in a previous video, I have a wider foot as well. I just feel like I feel that little bulge right there, and it's kind of awkward because it almost feels like you're stepping on a pebble on your pedal. I don't know if that makes sense, pebble on the pedal. However, it feels a little bit awkward. I felt the same thing on those race face pedals as well. However, it's just something that I wish wasn't there because the rest of the pedal body has been super rad. It's nice low profile, so I do get a couple of pedal strikes here and there when I'm trying to kind of weave in between rock sections. However, like I said, it's low profile. And there's a lot of traction on these pins. In terms of pin placement, it's super cool because it actually has pins in the middle, which I believe it was the race face pedals is lacking. And I feel like flat pedals need that pin support in the middle of the pedal, just in case you're a type of rider who you like to move your foot on your pedals a little bit if it kind of gets rattled or something. I just feel like having those pins in the middle give you that support needed. But like I said, I really wish that bulge, little bearing bulge right there wasn't there and it wasn't that noticeable, because otherwise I would say definitely 100% Mo Awesome approved. However, I'm going to put the disclaimer in my review for these pedals that I feel like they're Mo Awesome approved if you don't necessarily have the biggest foot. If you have a really big foot, be sure to try them out before you buy, or maybe try your buddies or something, because for me it's noticeable and I'm going to continue my journey to try and find the perfect flat pedal for me. However, these are pretty solid, so I'm gonna go ahead and say we'll give this like an 80% Mo Awesome approved rating. So yeah, that's the 1UP component aluminum pedals. Well, there you guys go. That's my honest feedback on these products and whether I would recommend them to you guys or not. At the end of the day, I really do want to try to keep things honest because I hate when I waste money on product that doesn't work. So just trying to help some riders out there. If I didn't answer any of your guys' question, let me know in the comment section. I'll try to get back to them as soon as I can. Also, if there's a specific product out there that you want me to try to get my hands on and review, you guys, also let me know in the comment section. I do read every comment out there and I try to respond to all of them. So thank you guys so much for the support. If you guys did like this video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, consider subscribing because we have a new video every single day of the week. So, and it's all over the place. There's something really for everybody on this channel. So thank you guys so much for the support. And until next time, you guys, ride awesome. You.